and gentlemen, please welcome your hosts for the evening, Alki Sharma and Veera Raghav.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We gather here each year to honor those amongst us who have contributed in an exceptional manner to the idea of India. And this evening, we'll honor Indians of the Year 2012.
Time now to call on stage, ladies and gentlemen, the founding editor of Network 18, Mr. Raghav Bell.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to this 7th edition of the Indian of the Year for 2012. 2012 was unusual. It was almost like a folded piece of paper. One side of it was black and the other side was white. This black and white nature of 2012 actually got reflected in our jury deliberations. I've been a part of this jury now for the last 7 years, and I think this was the one year where we had the maximum debate, where I think we also had the maximum, to use a parliamentary word, division in the jury, half the jury going for one candidate, the other half going for another. And therefore, we had more debate than usual this time. And I think the exertions that the jury did would be before you this evening, but that black and white nature of 2012 seemed to permeate the jury deliberations. But the good part is that we are in the white part of 2012 as we sit here this evening. Allow me, therefore, to welcome you once again to see and celebrate with us the winners of the Indian of the Year 2012. Do have a wonderful evening, and thank you for being with us.
May we now have on stage Editor-in-Chief of the IBN Network, Rajdeep Sardesai, to take us through the rest of the evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, viewers, and a very warm welcome. This is the 7th edition of the CNN IBN Indian of the Year Awards. We'd like to genuinely believe that over these last 6-7 years, we built a process of being very rigorous in deciding on who should get these awards. And I hope, ladies and gentlemen, as the evening goes down, you will celebrate with us the idea that there are Indians who can inspire us to a better future.
Yes, now it's time to begin with the awards for the evening, and we'll start with Indian of the Year Politics 2012.
And to announce the nominees and the winner, may we have on stage the chairperson of the jury for the Indian of the Year, former Attorney General of India, Soli Sorabji.
And with Mr. Sorabji, we'd also like to have CNN IBN's Deputy Editor, Sagarika Ghosh, on the stage.
Ajay Markam for being a minister who raised the profile of the sports ministry and for making consistent efforts to reform Indian sports. Akhilesh Yadav for scripting his party's stunning upset win in India's most politically critical state of Uttar Pradesh in such a decisive manner that silenced even the worst critics. Jairam Ramesh for being one of the most dynamic and no-nonsense ministers in the UPA2 government and reaching out to Naxal areas like no union minister ever has. Manohar Parrikar for being the architect of BJP's win in Goa and for successfully selling the agenda of hope in a state which was used to despairingly low-level politics. Prithviraj Chavan for being handed over the tough job of leading a state government battling serious corruption charges and for shoring up some of his party's image through personal probity. Sukhbir Singh Badal for successfully and decisively defying a 4-decade anti-incumbency tradition of Punjab, never voting for a serving government.
In the category of politics, after intensive debate and discussion and keeping it open mind to the end, it is Shri Manohar Parrikar.
Indian of the Year 2012 Politics is the Chief Minister of Goa, Mr. Manohar Parrikar, a man from IIT who has changed the face of Goa's politics.
become Politician of the Year in a year when the stock of the politician is very, very low. Politician is not a happy word these days. Do you feel that politicians are unfairly targeted? Do you feel they're getting too much of a bad name these days?
No, many times they earn it. But I feel that sometimes we have to give due credit even to the devil. Some are good and some good things happen through politics. As far as I am concerned, I see one thing, very important thing. People do recognize good work.
Ladies and gentlemen, the CNN IBN Politician of the Year, the Goa Chief Minister, Mr. Manohar Parrikar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Parrikar, for being with us this evening. Thank you, Sagarika, as well as Mr. Soli Sorabji, for being with us on the stage for the Indian of the Year category politics. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the next Indian of the Year category. It's Indian of the Year Sports, and to announce the nominees and the winner, may we have a legendary sportsman himself, Geet Sethi, our guest of honor for this evening on stage. Along with him, Gaurav Kalra, sports editor of CNN IBN as well.
Pankaj Advani for clinching the World Billiards Championship in October 2012 and claiming 8 world titles at just 27 years of age. Saina Nehwal for winning India's first Olympic medal in badminton and 4 titles on the circuit that saw her regain her number 3 world ranking. Sushil Kumar for being the first Indian individual athlete to win back-to-back medals at the Olympic Games, his silver sealing India's best ever haul at the Games. Vijay Kumar for keeping his nerve under pressure and decimating some big names on his way to winning a silver for India at the London Olympics. Virat Kohli for cementing his status as the next big thing of Indian cricket by registering outstanding performances in all 3 formats of the game in 2012. Vishwanathan Anand for defending his chess title for the 3rd time in a row and becoming the king of the world yet again.
And the Indian of the Year in sports is Vishwanathan Anand.
The Indian of the Year Sports, Vishwanathan Anand, the wizard from Chennai, the man who beat the Russians at their best. Can we please have you on stage?
Gentlemen, 5 times world chess champion, no less, Vishwanathan Anand.
So the old man's beaten all the youngsters.
Yeah, it's a bit shocking when suddenly people start thinking if you're kind of veteran, but I don't feel that old.
I should ask you, now that your wife is here as well with you, the old cliche about behind every successful man there being a woman, there doesn't seem to be greater evidence of that. Aruna, is he a very difficult man to be around when he's winning world championships, or is he just like this, calm, relaxed?
Yes.
When he's winning, it's not a problem. It's only when he loses we have a problem.
It's the one and only Vishwanathan Anand. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much for being with us this evening and wish you many more victories on the chessboard. Thank you so much, Geet Sethi and Gaurav Kalra as well.
And it's now time for the Indian of the Year in the business category. And to announce the winners, I'd like to invite our guest of honor, Shobna Bhartiya, Chairperson and Editorial Director of Hindustan Times Media. We'd also like to have on stage CNN IBN's business editor, Karma Palja.
Chanda Kochar for running ICICI Bank, one of India's most successful banks, and putting it onto a path of safe and profitable growth. N. Chandrasekaran for making TCS India's first $10 billion IT company and turning it into a bellwether of the industry. Nitin Paranjpe for his relentless focus on execution and profitable growth that's brought the shine back to Hindustan Unilever. Rahul Bhatia for turning Indigo into India's most successful airline this year, toppling market leader Jet in the process. Rajiv Bajaj for turning Bajaj Auto into an Indian multinational with almost a third of its sales from abroad. Yusuf Hamid for running Cipla, one of the most socially conscious pharma companies in the world, profitably.
And the winner is Dr. Yusuf Hamid.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand for Dr. Yusuf Hamid, the CNN Businessman of the Year.
A man who's championed the cause of bringing down the price of life-saving drugs in India. Cipla Chairman Dr. Yusuf Hamid.
Dr. Hamid, one of the great things that you've done is with cancer drugs. It's a huge problem in this country. Perhaps we just don't realize the magnitude of the problem that is being faced. Do you believe that that is the next big challenge for India in a sense?
Our first challenge was AIDS, where we supplied AIDS drugs at, say, $300 a year when it was $12,000 a year in Africa. And the satisfaction that we got, that in the year 2002, only 2,000 Africans could afford AIDS treatment. Today, 8 million are being treated. So that has been a big and mind you, 92% by volume of all the AIDS drugs produced in the world are produced in India.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year's CNN Business Person of the Year, Dr. Yusuf Hamid.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hamid, Shobna Bhartiya, Karma Paljor. It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Irfan has absolutely enviable eyes that the dancer would need.
What a compliment that.
My father used to comment about my eyes. He used to say, "Ye aankhein hai ki pyala hai."
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the next Indian of the Year category, Indian of the Year Entertainment.
And to announce the nominees and the winner, may we call on stage our guest of honor, one of India's finest classical dancers, Odissi Maestro Sonal Mansingh.
May we also have with her our Mumbai Bureau Chief, Smita Nair, on stage, please.
Amir Khan and Team Satyamev Jayate for successfully using television as a medium for social change. Irfan Khan for an outstanding performance in Pan Singh Tomar and for continuing to make a splash in international cinema with films like Spider-Man and The Life of Pi. Ranbir Kapoor for his endearing performance in Barfi, which not only grossed 100 crores but was also selected as India's entry to the Oscars. Sridevi for charming her way into the audience's hearts with English Vinglish, a rare successful comeback. S.S. Rajamouli for his innovative blockbuster Ega, Makki, which proved that one can imaginatively work beyond the star system and deliver a hit with a housefly in the lead role. Vidya Balan for proving yet again that heroine-oriented films can work in Bollywood. After No One Killed Jessica and The Dirty Picture last year, Vidya's solo starrer Kahani turned out to be another super hit.
Mr. Irfan Khan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Indian of the Year Entertainment, Irfan, the actor from Bollywood who's captured the world with The Life of Pi.
This is a year where we've had all the mega stars of Bollywood, so to speak, have big releases. Even so, it is Irfan who is the Entertainer of the Year for 2012. Is it the coming of age of the unconventional hero?
Yes, because I'm really surprised. I was pleasantly surprised that audience played a big role in choosing me, and that's a great sign. Even the nomination itself was a great sign, and I'm really thankful.
Sonal Mansingh has something for you.
One last compliment. Irfan has absolutely enviable eyes that a dancer would dream of.
I think I have nothing to do with it, you know, it's just... My father used to comment about my eyes. He used to say, "Ye aankhein hai ki pyala hai."
Ladies and gentlemen, this year CNN IBN Indian of the Year in the category of entertainment, Irfan.
Remember, the life of Pi could be a contender for the Oscars. Who knows what the future holds for Irfan. Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the Indian of the Year in the Public Service category.